God of my breath, let me live, let me laugh. God of my eyes, God of my soul, God of my breath, God of my eyes, God of my soul, God of my breath, God of my eyes, God of my soul, God of my breath, let me live. God of my soul, God of my breath, let me live. God of my eyes, God of my soul, God of my breath, God of my eyes, God of my soul, God of my breath, let me live. God of my eyes, God of my soul, God of my breath, let me live. soul. God of my breath, let me live. God of my eyes, God of my soul. God of my breath, God of my eyes, God of my soul. God of my breath, God of my eyes, God of my soul. God of my breath, let me live, let me laugh, let me laugh. Woo-hoo! The Agape Choir singing Supreme La La. I thought we'd kick this magnificent Wednesday off with some really high energy. Thank you for being here on this magnificent Wednesday, September the 6th. Woo-hoo! We're moving right along. So first off, let me just acknowledge each and every one of you for the time that you come and spend with me, whether you watch me live or if you watch me later. Definitely love and appreciate all of your support. And so glad to have you here. So, welcome to Awakening Wednesday. And today, we are talking about practicing having a loving relationship with ourselves, with yourself. But before we kick that out, we have a lot of wonderful things going on at Universal Spirit Center. And this Saturday coming up, really exciting, we have a booth at the San Diego Yoga Festival, September the 9th and the 10th. Still need people that can participate, go, hang out, help pass out flyers about our center, just be a part of the experience. So Su Yen is someone that you would contact from that. You can reach her via our info@universalspiritcenter.org. And it's exciting. I mean, they have about over 2,000 or 3,000 people. Really, really exciting. Also coming up is spiritual practice class that is with our very own Lee Trout, starting this Tuesday. This is also a hybrid class. And so if you don't want or can't, or maybe you're in Nebraska, or maybe you're in Alaska, or Anchorage, or anywhere in the world, you can come in. We have a wonderful hybrid community that will welcome you, embrace you. You'll definitely feel a part of the class, feel a part of everything that's going on. So once again, info@universalspiritcenter.org. You go on our webpage, universalspiritcenter.org, and you will be able to see all of these different wonderful things. As we are beginning to celebrate Hispanic Heritage Month, I thought we would kick it off with this wonderful divine light, Rosita Adair. She is a woman that fought for women's rights. She was a writer on her father's paper, and she made an absolute charge to our president at that time that we didn't have rights for women, and definitely not for women of color. So I urge you to go onto our webpage. We have a lot of wonderful things that are happening around Hispanic Heritage Month that we'll be asking you to participate in. There's a wonderful video that you can watch that's fun, it's funny, and it's meant to inspire and also for us to learn as well. So make sure you get a chance to go to our webpage, universalspiritcenter.org.
And let us join together and say our prayer. So as we are going through this time of recognizing our history, seeing some things that upset us, some things that make us feel despondent or that things can't get better, this is the prayer that we have collectively come up with to help anchor the truth, hold the light, and keep our heart space open. We are the light bearers of love and forgiveness, vibrating the flames of equality, grace, and peace all over the world. To overcome racial and sexual inequality, we welcome our history. We are all a part of our history. Yes, so that's just some of the things we have going on. Just want to give you a little heads up. Our Sacred Spirit Dance will take place again this month on the 20th. And so every third Wednesday of the month, we will have Sacred Dance. We're really looking to help inspire the community, to get some movement, and to bring another relationship of spiritual connection with each and every one. So this will be our second one with Robin Kay, who's a part of our community. And we're looking for any suggestions that you have as we continue to expand this. So every third Wednesday of the month will be Sacred Spirit Dance. So keep that in your pipe, all right? So as we get ready to step into this divine evening, I want to first thank each and every one of you for always doing and giving your time, your talent, and your treasure. And it is through that that we are able to do the things that we do. Through your love and support, we are able to do a lot of wonderful things in this world. And so I just want you to continue. We do have our Venmo code. I've had a few little technical kinks. So at the end, you will see that. You'll see our Venmo code go up. But I just want to remind you that the giving is not just for us. We give because we know that we are divinely supported. We give because we are a consciousness that's elevated and that we are shifting the way the world will see divine abundance. One in which we always say, a world that works for all. In that is also a consciousness of abundance that works for everyone. So, these are some of the ways you can go on our web page. You can hit that QR code right there. As I said, we do have Venmo. That code will be coming up a little later. So just really wanting you to know how much we love and appreciate you. You are the face of God. I hold you in my heart. You're a part of me. We are the face of God. You are. I hold you in my heart. You are my family. Of God. Let's keep our heart open and recognize that we are a divine light shining in this very moment. That no matter where you are, no matter what you are doing, you are a light that has been called to be here at this time. You are a light of consciousness that is growing and expanding into a greater expression of who you are. You are a loving and life-giving spirit here to shift this entire universe. You are the face of God. I hold you in my heart. You are a part of me. You are the face of God. We are a community, and a community can do anything together. As we each become aware of the greatness that life is, we make that greatness also available to each and every one in our community, into our world, into our family, our friends, into every essence of our life. You are the face of God. You are a divine and magnificent spirit. You are a beautiful light of God, and I thank you for all that you do, and know that you are absolutely loved. You are the face of God. Oh, yummy, yummy, yummy. When this divine talk was coming through, practicing a loving relationship with yourself, with ourselves. The emphasis on practice, because practice means to do something on a consistent basis. And sometimes we forget to love ourselves, or we think we don't have time. And there are many things that we can do to love ourselves, but one of the main things that we don't do a lot of times is talk to ourselves in a loving manner. Building a practice of that, where no matter what is going on, what has happened, that there is an internal conversation within you that is one that is filled with compassion, kindness, joy, awareness, observation, and absolute love. No matter what you do, no matter if you were supposed to go right and you took a left, no matter if you were late or if you were early, no matter if you yelled, if you screamed, if you had a little temper tantrum, no matter what. And the more we practice loving ourselves, understanding that the very first relationship that you have is with self. So many times we're eager to get out and have a relationship with someone else, thinking that that will be the link that will make us whole. You know, was that Jerry Maguire movie, You Complete Me? Well, that's absolutely a romantic, fictional movie. Because if someone else completes you, if they leave, if they die, if they say no more, then you are no longer complete. And there are so many that have felt that way, there are many right now that feel that way. But as we awaken each day and understand that the practice of loving ourselves, that we are in a relationship with ourselves. And that relationship must be tended to. The garden must be taken care of. We can't allow weeds to grow all over our divine essence, all over our minds and our hearts. I know there have been times that we've been in relationships or in conversation with people that we love, that we like, and maybe they have said something that upset you or made you doubt who you were. And there are times that conversation starts to play over and over. And I love this about Dr. Joe Dispenza because he talks about a memory as something that happened, but the fact that we play that memory over and over again, it begins to expand from what it initially was. And we've all experienced that, where someone said, well, their recollection of what happened and your recollection of what happened, two totally different things. That's provided everybody was clear-headed and sane, but we play it over and over in our minds till that memory becomes a multiple of memories. Never really. The scientists now are saying we really don't have memories. What we have is a collection of stories that we have created from an experience. That's huge. Huge. Because what we have frozen in time is either something that we love or something that we don't. And every time we play it, we add a little more to it, whether you want to or not. We are creative beings. Not saying it's a good thing, bad thing, it's just a thing. It's just what it is. It's something to take a look at. It's something to start looking at how you see yourself, how you see your life, how you see experiences that have unfolded. And so perhaps there are things in your past that you have had going on that no longer support you. Yet we continue to keep them going. So as we really dive into this divine practicing, I love the ideal of practicing my relationship with myself. You know, I practice at other things outside of me, but to practice within me. And so, yes, we can do, sometimes we go, I'm having some self-care. It's a self-care day. You know, I got a self-care day. Sometimes that's unplugging. For me, that could be unplugging my phone where I'm not responding to text or emails or anything. I'm just in my own space. I could be vegging, watching Netflix, watching anything. I could be going for a drive. Or we may go get a massage or go to a spa or maybe go to a restaurant that we've always wanted to go to, or maybe it's shopping. But the point that I'm making is that that's usually just a day. What we carry every day is the internal conversation. That's the practice that must be awakened within us, that each and every day to start a loving practice with yourself. So it's great to have these exterior things outside of us. It's wonderful. Like today, I brought myself a lunch that was something loving for me, because once I get here, a lot of times, I haven't eaten. And so then I'm starving by the time I finish. So a dear friend of mine reminded me, like, oh, you're talking about practicing a loving relationship. Maybe you should think about taking some food for yourself. I was like, you make a valid point. So those things are wonderful to do. To go get your nails done, maybe if that's not something you do all the time, or manicure, pedicure. All of those things are fantastic. But I want to take it to the inner level of practicing within. Starting your day with a practice of loving and appreciating yourself. Maybe that's spending some time journaling, not about yesterday, but maybe just about 5 things that you love about yourself right now. 5 things that you love about you. And giving thanks for those. Doesn't have to be something that takes up 20, 30 minutes. But it is something to be mindful of. To be mindful of. And sometimes when we haven't loved ourselves at all, we don't know where to start. We don't know how to start. Well, how do I love myself? Because, going to get a manicure, pedicure, or going to a spa, or going out to this dinner the restaurant, that may be a symbol of appreciation and love. But that doesn't carry through every day. So what do I do every day? And I started thinking, well, we get bored sometimes with affirmations or things, or we don't believe them. So I started thinking about some of the greatest love quotes of all time that talk about loving the self, the importance of self-love. That this type of conversation is something that must go on daily. And when we really start to get anchored in it, it's something that goes on consistently. Have you ever met someone that you feel like, oh my God, they think they are just the cat's meow? They just think they're it. Well, a lot of times if we feel that way about that person, you may be seeing someone that loves themselves in a way that you have no understanding of. They think they can do no wrong, and so we go all to that negative space. They're clueless. But what if they're clued in to the love of self, to the love of the God self that they are, not something outside of them, but that's functioning within them in this very moment right now? What if they're clued into that? Let me read one of these beautiful loving poems that this is from the Buddha. You yourself, as much as anybody in the entire universe, deserve your love and affection. Buddha. We forget that we must take care of this temple, and that's the inner temple as well, before we can reach out and love anyone or anything outside of us. Because if there is no love in here, then we are constantly reaching, wanting, craving for someone to love us. And as long as they are loving us in the way we want them to, whoo, it's a party. But that does not last forever, because everyone is focused on themselves, as well they should. It is not selfish to be focused on yourself. That is one of the most giving things that you can do, is to seek the love within you first, to know the love that you are first, and to appreciate it, to give thanks for it, to revel, and to just be in bliss with it. Can you imagine if a baby born wasn't smiling, giggling, and just in love with themselves? When I look at little babies and they just start cracking up laughing, I think they are just loving themselves and having such a great time. And we forget that. Loving yourself is a fundamental aspect of personal well-being and happiness. Here are some wonderful quotes that help emphasize that. Oscar Wilde, to love oneself is the beginning of a lifelong romance. The beginning of a lifelong romance. There are times in our lives that we berate ourselves. We don't have patience with ourselves. We don't respect ourselves. And yet, we want others to. It's kind of mind-blowing. So if you can start out every day, maybe it's a love poem that you read to yourself about the greatness of loving yourself, about the beauty of loving yourself. I remember a workshop I used to do some years ago. One of the practices for everyone was to stand in front of the mirror, butt naked, looking eye to eye, and tell yourself, I love you. I love you. And I would get people that would email me like, well, how long do I have to do it for? I mean, because women would say they would start to shift to other areas of their body, and they're like, oh, so you're not loving that part of your body. If you're looking in the mirror, you're completely naked, you're in your beautiful birthday suit, and you look at, for a woman, if you look at your breasts, and you go, oh, they're not what they used to be, or you look at your stomach, oh, I wish you were flat, or so you have totally, you're not loving yourself at all. You're judging yourself and complaining about yourself. It's a very powerful exercise to do. Doing it naked really helps you see the other areas of your body that you don't participate in, that you don't either appreciate, or you wish it were better, you wish it were different. So Abraham says this, you just have to start from where you are. It doesn't mean that you can't or won't change. And here's the real kicker. By falling in love with yourself, you change everything. To love oneself is the beginning of a lifelong romance. I love that. A lifelong romance. This love will not leave you. This love will shift and grow, and you will grow with it. And because of your inner love of self, you will see love in the world very differently. I'm just starting again. I used to have a good practice, and we're looking at myself in the mirror, and then I started critiquing myself so much that I stopped. Because I forgot what was at stake. I forgot what the purpose was. The purpose is there to love me. To love me. Right here, right now, where I am, all of my beautiful imperfections that make each of us beautiful. To take that time to love you. So that's one way. Starting your day off, staring at yourself in the mirror, saying, I love you. I love you. I love everything about you. And if you start to wean, so you just do it for a little time so that the energy is at its highest peak. If you find yourself that you start wondering and going, oh, what am I going to have for lunch later? You're out. So then just stop. You're out. I got to do laundry. You're out. But this practice becomes something that really starts to take hold. And then you can create maybe 1 or 2, 3, maybe 5, 10 things that you love about yourself, that you love about you. And if you have to start with 1, you start with 1. It will grow. If you have 10, that's spectacular. It will grow. And this energy, this divine light of love that you start to shine through your inner self, that starts to take the place of those times during the day when you start to beat up on yourself. Maybe you missed a phone call, or you didn't call the person when you said, or whatever may happen. This will come back and you will remember, oh, wait a minute, I love this about myself. Oh, I love this about myself. Oh, I love myself. I love myself. I love me. Practicing this relationship daily will nurture whatever loving relationship you're in now. It will only nurture it, and it will blossom into even more magnificence. If you're not in a relationship, because you are in a relationship with yourself, you will see differently that, oh, wait a minute, I have a relationship. I have a relationship with me. I'm loving me. I'm learning to love me. And the people then that you bring into your life, you won't accept anything less than that. It's just the gift that keeps on giving. Roy T. Bennett, I love this one, said, accept yourself, love yourself, and keep moving forward. If you want to fly, you have to give up what weighs you down. Accept yourself, love yourself, and keep moving forward. If you want to fly, you have to give up what weighs you down. If you talk about yourself in a judgmental way, if you think you're not good enough, and these are wonderful observations, because as you tell yourself, I love you, the things that, if you don't believe it, that's going to start bubbling up, and you want it to come up. You want to recognize it. We talked about this in the shadow work. Pushing it down does not release it. It only stays in your body, in trauma, in pain. So you want it to come up. If you don't believe you deserve the best, you want to know that you're thinking that about yourself. And we can go ahead and we can blame it on our parents or our friends or the ex this, the ex that. But we are the ones that are carrying this weight with us. If you think you're not successful enough, if you think you'll never have enough, whatever that is, shining the light of love on yourself for the next 30 days, a 30-day practice, join me. The next 30 days, and truly practicing loving yourself. In those times when we get off, because we will, it's just part of it. The moment you can observe that, oh, I'm going back into the old way I used to speak to myself. We are very cautious in how we speak to others, yet we are not that cautious when we speak to ourselves. We tend to think we're not as important when we are. We are absolutely important. You are important. What you think and say about you is important. How you love you is important. Lucille Ball, love yourself first and everything else falls into line. You really have to love yourself to get anything done in this world. Love yourself first. And so the practice of having this relationship, so I'm asking you for the next 30 days, whenever you see this, whenever you chime into it, your 30 days will start the next day. So there's no clock on it. When you see this, and if you go, oh, I love myself, then you can always love yourself more. Can always love more. Can always appreciate more. But loving from the inner realm, loving that little girl or little boy inside, loving that divine light, loving this temple that you move through the day in, no matter how it looks. If there's pain in it, if you're having some health issues, you are here. You are a vibrating pulse of energy. All things change. The other day, I woke up and I thought, you know, a lot of times we're asking for change. We want things to change. I want my finances to change. I want my lover to change, or I want a lover. I want a relationship. I want my family to change. And the most hilarious thing happened when change starts to take place. We're like, wait, why is everything changing? There's this image a lot of times we have in our head of how the change is going to be when we do not know that. Every day is a new day. Every single day. So change is happening every day. We know it. But a lot of times we are stuck in 2 weeks ago. We're stuck in 8 years ago. Stuck in 3 years ago. We're stuck in 2 hours ago. Change is the beautiful gift. I think I got this from Esther Hicks or someone. Yesterday ended last night. I remember when I was really struggling with getting off that hamster wheel of things that had happened or things didn't happen the way I wanted it to, and I was running it. And the first thing in the morning I would go, oh, wait a minute, yesterday ended last night. That's gone, it's over, done. So take a deep breath with me. Self-love is not selfish. You cannot truly love another until you know how to love yourself. Unknown author. And of course, we've heard this before. So is today the day? Is this the time that you decide to create a relationship of love with yourself? This inner relationship of love that speaks to you in the most loving and caring and compassionate way. This love that recognizes how magnificent you are every day. This love that appreciates you, that writes you a little love note. I used to do that as well. I'd write a little love note. I'd write a bunch of them and just pull one out of what I call my God box, and I would take it with me through the day. And people got a kick. They saw me emailing myself. And at the beginning of all my emails to me personally, I say, I love you. And when I get it, I'd be like, I love you, yes. Constant practice of things to remind yourself of you that you are the loving light and that you are in a relationship with you. And how you think about yourself, how you talk about yourself, it matters. It truly matters. Your task is not to seek for love, but merely to seek and find all the barriers within you, within yourself that you have built against it. Let me read that one more time. This is by Rumi. Your task is not to seek for love, but merely to seek and find all of the barriers within yourself that you have built against it. I got to read that one more time because it's so powerful. And that's exactly what I'm talking about, is that this practice of going within to love yourself, you are knocking down all the walls that you have built up for this thing that you say you want. Yet, when we can't love ourselves, how can we even consciously believe that we could invite someone into our life to love us when you don't love yourself? Your task is not to seek for love, but merely to seek and find all the barriers within yourself that you have built against it. That you have built against love, that you have built against loving yourself. So these next 30 days will start tomorrow as the first day. So today is September the 6th. 7 is always a good number to start on. September the 7th to October the 7th. I've given you some ways to practice. I'm sure you have others, but the practice begins tomorrow morning when you wake up. If you wake up and jump right into your day, chances are you will forget to take the time to love yourself. Take the time to love you, to look into your beautiful eyes and see love looking back at you. And if you don't see love, then you need to practice more and more so that you can see the love that is you. You are absolute love. And with that, let's do this song.
There's nothing more you can
So let us just take this moment right now, this love, and let's just go into just a 5-minute meditation. A 5 meditation that we shine the light of love right here, right now. So right where you're sitting, if you want to go to a mirror, that's great, but if you want to sit wherever you are, right now, we recognize, and I'm going to use the affirmative, I am. I am love. I am a divine light of love. I am pure love. This love that is me is always within me, flowing through me. Love. I love everything about myself. I love who I am and who I am becoming. I love me. I love my face. I love my spirit, my consciousness. I love myself. I love me. I love the vessel that I live in, that I call my body. I love my body. I love every part of my body that moves, no matter how it moves. I love my body. I love the vision that I see, be it through my eyes or eternally. I love the breath that flows through me. I love myself. This divine love and light is a power that is shining brightly through you. It can never be dimmed or turned out, for it is eternal, just as each and every one of us is. We are this eternal light of love. So as we bless this time together and we bless these next 30 days of consciously practicing loving ourselves, being in a loving relationship with ourselves, I just open my heart and fully jump in. I bathe and bask in this love every day. And I love myself unconditionally. I am agape love. This is an inward love that I am fertilizing every day. I am watering loving thoughts within my consciousness, in my spirit, in my heart, in my mouth. I speak words of love about me every day. And it is a joy to be in this relationship with myself. I love my relationship with me. I am a magnificent partner. I am a loving child of God. I am a creative expression. I love me. I love you, Gino. Call your name out. I love you, Gino. I love you. And so for each and every one of you, I love you. I bless you. I know that you are absolutely a beacon of love, a beacon of love, a light of love, the absolute joy of love. I love you. Thank you for joining. for being here. I look forward to hearing all about the love of yourself on this magnificent, beautiful journey. Thank you for sharing this loving evening with me. I love you. Namaste.